Okay, so we're going to transform. We're going to graph this by using transformation. So I'm going to start out with my parent function. Parent function is
X squared.
parent function is x squared. Are we comfortable with that? My parent function is x squared. So if I'm going to graph x squared, I have 0, 0. I have 1, 1. I have 2, 4. I have 3, 9. And then I'm going to go on the opposite side of my axis of symmetry, which is the y-axis. And I plotted all my points there for x squared. So I have my first part of doing my transformations. That is a gorgeous parabola. That might be the best parabola I've ever done. I think that's not that good. Not one of the picture. Okay. So I like to work my transformations left to right. So my first transformation is my negative sign. Negative sign, circle it. So I'm going to graph negative x squared. Well, negative x squared is just take the x squared and flip it on the other side of the axis. So I keep my 0, 0, and my points now, my y points become negatives. 2, negative 4, there's my negative 4, 3, negative 9, negative 9. And so this is my second transformation. Not quite as good, but still pretty darn good. That's my second transformation. The next, I go over to my a. So it's 3. So everything I had on my negative x squared, now I'm going to multiply it by 3. So I'm going to have negative 3x squared. And all that means is I take each of my y values and I multiply it by 3. So my y value here at 0 is 0. I multiply it by 3, it's still 0. So I'm going to stay right there. I still have a point right there at 0, 0. My negative 1 here becomes negative 3. My negative 4 here becomes negative 12. So that's kind of down here someplace. So my negative, where was I at? My negative 2 becomes negative, my negative 1 becomes negative 3, and this becomes negative 12. So my parabola now has kind of narrowed, and it looks like that. Okay, is there a question on this? Are you okay with that? Are you sure?
Wait.
Yes, please, that's good.
The negative 3.
Yeah.
Again, I forgot what to do when it's like the number 1.
Okay, so I had, you got the negative x squared, right? Okay. So what I'm doing here, what my 3 is telling me, is that every y, and I'm not dealing with my h's or k's yet. So every y that came out of my negative x squared now has to be multiplied by 3. Because if I have x squared, and if x squared is negative 1, and I multiply it by 3 to get my y's, now it's going to be negative 3. So I'm going to take every y value of the points that I had on my red transformation here, and I'm going to multiply it by 3. Yes? Yes, that's what I was going to do right now. I was going to do that right now. So I had 0, 0, right? Was a point on the red one. If I multiply my y value by 3, I still have 0, 0. Right? I had 1, negative 1. Right? My x value is going to stay the same. It's still 1. Right? But my y value now is multiplied by 3. So it's going to be 1, comma, negative 3. That's that point right there. See, I went from 1, negative 1 to 1, negative 3. I just multiplied it by 3. And I'm going to go from 2, negative 4. Well, my 2 is going to stay the same, but my negative 4, I have to multiply that by 3, so that becomes negative 12. So I have 2, negative 12. Are we okay with that? So all I'm doing is I'm taking my y value after this red transformation, and I'm multiplying every y value by 3. So I'll put those points on the other side here too. This would be -1, -3, and this one down here is going to be -2, -12. My 3 would be, well, so if I was going to plot my 3, right, what would the y value of my 3 become? If I was going to plot that in the green, what would the y value of 3 become? -27. Do -27. Because at 3, my value is -9, and I just take that -9 and multiply it by 3, I get -27. Okay, so we're good with that? Now I've got my negative sign, I've got my a, and the last thing I want to do is my h and my k, and I do those together. So this is telling me I'm going to go 2 to the left and 1 up. Yes? Well, there's 1 -3 and also -1 -3. I'm sorry, where are you asking me? Show me.
Yeah.
That little tiny negative, it does say -3, yeah, it's hard to see, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go with my HK, I'm going to go left 2, up 1. So every single point I had on my green now, I'm going to go left 2 and up 1. So I had 0, 0, I'm going to go left 2 and up 1. I'm going to have a new point right there, and that's going to be -2, -1. And I had this point right here, which was -1, -3. I'm going to go left 2, 1, 2, and up 1, up 1. So that's now going to become the point -3, -2. Negative.
The first point on the x value.
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you, very good. Yes, it is. It is a positive. -2, +1. Okay. This one's okay, though, I think. Yes, that one's okay. Left 2, up 1. So down here, I'm going to go left 2, so it's going to be a -4, and up 1, right there. So it's going to be -4, -11. Are you with me? Yeah, okay. And then I'll just kind of duplicate those on the other side over here. So I have a point there. There's my axis of symmetry. I'll have a point here. And I draw in. My parabolas are getting uglier every time, right? And there, I've just done the graph by transformations.
Wait, but if it was,
So I took my green graph, I went left 2, up 1.
I just have for one of my points -3, -3.
You have one of your points of -3, -3. No, because we were at -1, -3, right?
Yes.
So I go left 2, that means I go, my -1 goes over to -3, but I have to go up 1, so my -3y becomes -2.
Okay, I see.
Did you see what you did? Are you sure?
Yeah, I just put one of my other points wrong.
Okay. Yes?
Could we do the -3,
The -3, -18, show me where.
Didn't we have a -3, -18?
No, because -3 on the green would be actually -27.
So we just cut
I just didn't do it. Yes, too low.
Oh.
Yes, but I have 3 points. I marked my 3 points. I have my vertex and I have 2 other points, I'm happy.
Oh, so you don't want to mark the websites of the bid?
I could, but it's not mandatory.
Okay.
Are we okay with that? Can everybody do that? Colors are nice. If you don't